today I'm just going to quickly address, this Islamic scholar, called, Sheikh Fomba. You see, because what I want to do is just do a deeper dive into the authenticity of these guys, what they do. Are they really, patriotic in what they are doing, what they are saying, their actions? And with the check them and the closure of the church, and you guys saw President Bio cited in London, go church in London, but yet it closed the churches and the mosques in Sierra Leone. And then we get Islamic scholars then where they defend the man, and we know that for some of these Islamic scholars, I mean, these were people that were going after the former government of the APC, especially at this, Sheikh Fomba that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to come from a place of just playing the devil's advocate and let you guys be the judge. I want you guys to be the judge. I think I've gotten enough folks. Welcome everybody. How you all guys doing? Listen, I want to say many thanks to you guys. Listen, I appreciate you guys. Because what we've missed in Sierra Leone and what is lacking in Sierra Leone is the fact that we've not had access to information, and that is why Maada Bio became president eventually. In Sierra Leone, because for somebody of in terrible record, there's no way. Yes, Bangra Abdul, we're here to liberate. Yes, yes, People's Liberation Movement, my brother. Liberation is about education. I remember when I set up this liberation thing, but before I talk about that, let me just go back to my point. Welcome everybody, welcome guys. Like I said, I'm talking about Sheikh Fomba here and what he said, and just kind of break that down. But what we've missed in Sierra Leone is a lack of information. I think that is what actually killed us to the point where if Maada Bio is president today, it's as a result of just that in itself. That people were not privy to have access to the kinds of information that they were desire forget, and that is why we have what we have today in Sierra Leone, where we have a broken system. There's a lot of things, but I'm going to start with Sheikh Fomba now. And guys, what I want to do is just break it down to some of these people so that they can understand where we're coming from. Sometimes when we talk, people just they talk on the literal sense. People they focus on just thinking about the human rights of the people. Talking about the liberty of the people, within the Constitution, the guides of the Constitution. A lot of these guys, I can listen to this Sheikh Naya, and then we'll take it from there. I'm going to break down everything what he say, and why he gets them completely wrong at the end of the day. Not that anybody get monopoly to common sense or anybody get monopoly to sense, but at least we get for to engage yourself in the society. And a lot of these guys say, I'm not a politician, government spokesperson, that. But let me go to the Sheikh Fomba. Let me start, guys. Welcome everybody. I'm going to start right now with this Sheikh. I'm going to put this video first of all on the screen for you guys because I want you guys to see this so you guys can understand where I'm coming from and what I'm going to talk about. So let me put this video on the screen for you guys. This is Sheikh Fomba. It made a point. It has a rights to free speech. Guys, the thing is we are challenging these guys because I want everybody to understand. We live in a society that is democratic, right? Technically, that's what it should be, the democratic society. But we know that's not true at this particular point with the SOP government. There's no democracy. And this is for the British MPs out there that watch my show too. I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from. Because the role that I play today in Sierra Leone is not just being an opposition, right? I'm not. I don't belong to the APC, which is the biggest opposition party. I don't belong to any other political party. I have a movement for myself. It's the People's Liberation Movement because I've seen a vacuum and I know that our people deserve to be educated. And that is why, I do what I do. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to break this down for Sheikh Fomba, who is a cleric. Guys, the reason why we have to step cautiously with people like these, because these people have thousands of people that listen to them. And what they say, they take it as a biblical, they take it as a sacrosanct fact. They take it as the gospel truth. So we have to be very careful. And people like this, that is why we have to come out here and reach out again to their followers. So share this with all of the people. Because we all are Muslim, Christians. We all, we share, the same common values. Now, one can go to worldly worship, but we have to reach out to these people. Growing up as a young man, I remember going to a mosque, praying, going to church, all of that. So it's mixed in me. I mean, along the line, we all worship in the same God. So let me play this video of Sheikh Fomba because that is why it is important that we talk about these issues and what these guys say. Some of us have to come here and just, break it loose and say, you know what? There's a different view now. This is a different point of view. Let us see what we have to say. So I'm going to share this with you guys. Watch this video of Sheikh Fomba, what he said about President Bio's proclamation about just shutting down all the churches and the mosques amidst coronavirus. And I have other videos that I'll play to corroborate my own facts. You know, so listen to this.
When you give Islamic question among people there, the one who get masters, they get PhD, don't they talk about. The one way and we borrow, now they push, now they answer the Islamic questions.
So guys, first of all, for the Sheikh to start off with that, it shows a certain level of arrogance and disrespect, even for your followers them, in congregants them, you know, now in mosque where they pray. For let's start for say, because whatever masters they get to PhD, but again, there we go with these points, right? These guys thinking say because they get masters or PhD, they're educated than everybody else. That is the fundamental problem we have in Africa, and that is why Africa is so backward. So just in opening alone, when you refer to people who push Omolanke, just because you push wheelbarrow or push Omolanke, it is like you don't have a moral grounds to speak about issues, and that is not true. Everybody just get different circumstances. You as an Islamic scholar, we get people that are following you. First of all, that's very wrong for you to talk to your people like that. Because again, if you are who you are today, it is because of these people. These people that they go to your mosque, they put money together, where you collect, and then you build homes, and then you take care of your family, you give them your wealth and everything. Now then you build schools, because we know Sheikh Fomba has a school. You know, but these are the things. This is the level of disrespect, because these guys feel, because they are at a certain level, like nobody again can talk to them. He's a sheikh, he knows it all, he don't study, Islamic scholar, he gets PhD, double PhD them in Islamic studies. So he's so powerful that nobody else should say anything. That is the disrespect. That is a level of arrogance. You know, that is a level of self-gratification that is beyond the comprehension of any human being, and that is what is wrong with our society fundamentally today. But let's continue with the video.
Everybody regard themselves as scholar in Islam. This is the country they know Sierra Leone. So no mind the social medias. No.
All right. I say don't mind the social media, but he's on social media right now as I'm speaking to you, right? So, but you know, off the bat, this man not disrespecting people and where they pray for. You want to go to Sierra and listen to him. The people that respect him, the Sierra Leoneans that respect his views, what he says, he preaches to them, he gives his Islamic sermon to them. This man is disrespecting those people. That is what we have, is just disrespecting social media. And that tells you how backward people like these are. Because even the social media, this is the 21st century. This is the technological age. This is the age that we're in, Sheikh. So your video that you've posted is on WhatsApp and all of these places. People like us can have it because it's social media. That is the new tool. That is the new tool. That you cannot, you know, but guys like these, they're not happy because people are emancipated. People are liberated. Now you don't have to, you're not going to forget a mosque, you're not going to forget a church, you're not going to forget a radio, you're not going to forget a TV, forget talk. Now you can take your phone. It's a whole tool by itself. They're not excited about that transformation in the way things are going. But let's listen to him. I'm not really kind of for analyzing word for word. I'm just going to tell him that the premise of his statement, everything that he said, is totally contrary to what even the Prophet Muhammad say about Islam and how people for congregated pray. But again, there he goes, right? He said people that already push with battle. You don't know for even talk about it if you see all the Islamic scholars. So let's listen to the Islamic scholar there now.
The FM radio, Citizen, and then Tambayon and your brother and your picking the way call me here. One whole doctor. Everybody regard themselves as scholar in Islam. This is the country they know Sierra Leone. So no mind the social medias. No mind the FM radio, Citizen, and then Tambayon and your brother and your picking the way call me here. One whole doctor, be allowed to be misled by the nation. One of the best journalists who admire in this country. We now all know how it ends. Politics not to solve this country problem. We now tell them, say, let them live in accordance with His Excellency Declaration. If not 10 years, they say for lock mosques, we'll not get nothing for grub, we'll not defeat them. As long as the objects say they want to protect we, they want to save the masses, they want to save the nation. Once that object is being declared, Islam not force anybody. You pray in your house, you pray in a mosque, the reward is not measured, is not cut off nothing. Waiting more beautiful than that. When you look at the reward system we are creating in Islam, what would they pray that will go? Now the same reward like when they pray that will come. Go ask any scholar. When you don't go look television, no Hajj, open Makkah Medina. You know they see no Safa near. Every mountain that the Makkah, who all the Qibla, they all cover nose, they cover face. If you test Saru Makana mosques, they put.
You know, so guys, what I'm going to do, you've listened to this guy, and this is what I have a problem with. You know, because Let me show Sheikh Fomba waiting. You know, before I even go into everything that has happened, like in America, right? America lost over 600,000 people to coronavirus alone. This is not because America had to take precaution. America has been taking precautions, right? Yes, the politics and all that stuff, that's a whole different ball game. But let me share with Sheikh Fomba exactly what in the Prophet Muhammad said about their Friday prayer. All people of Sierra Leone are asking for is just allow us to go and pray. If not Friday, say Friday prayers. That is why we have a face mask. That is why we have that preventative tool to protect the people against themselves. I'm going to get into the Constitution, but let me just show this man. This is Prophet, Sheikh Fomba. Let's see what Prophet Muhammad say about Friday prayers. Listen to this, guys. Watch this, guys. I'm going to read right here. Right. So the Prophet Muhammad spoke of the value of praying in congregation rather than individually, promising spiritual rewards such as answered prayers and forgiveness for one's sins. Attending Friday prayers, the Prophet said, is equivalent to one entire year of praying and fasting. This is for Sheikh Fomba. I want to see Randy. What's in the Prophet said about Friday prayers. This is what Syrians are asking Sheikh Fomba. Now, what are you going to say to defend videos like this? When you look at the precautionary measures that the government has taken, Sheikh Fomba, you look at what is happening. They close down churches and mosques. However, they open up the Rombarding of the country. They open up all the marketplaces there. There is no enforcement of the face mask use in the country. And I'm going to share videos of those with you guys because I want you guys to see it. Because everything I'm going to say, I want it to be based on the fact and what we're saying. And what is Sheikh Fomba going to say about a president, President Bio, that was caught going to church on a Sunday in London? Going to church. What are you going to say to defend something like that? But a local church and Muslim in your country. And that is the fundamental question. So when people like Sheikh Fomba, we don't say these guys, even if he's SLPP, we don't have a problem with that. We don't have a problem with that. The problem that we have is the fact that what would you say about the leader who they defend? You said 10 years and like to close the church and the Muslim. That is what you said. And that is why I want to show you guys this video of Maada Bio, because I want Sheikh Fomba to defend the indefensible. Because how can a president close the churches and mosques in his own country when Britain has lost more people than Sierra Leone combined? Yes, you will say they have a population more than Sierra Leone. But we know say we get more pressing sick there where they kill with people and pass that COVID day. We know say yes, COVID is a real deal, it's happening, it's going on. But you get malaria, you get typhoid, and it's killing our people when you look out hospital like dirty and filthy. These guys are not taking care of them. For not even get eradicate malaria completely in the country. These guys are not even putting the efforts towards stuff like that. So how is Sheikh Fomba going to defend President Bio right here, being caught going to church? How you go defend her?
Well, fellow Sierra Leoneans, una will be say Maada Bio don't come on to London. Today, na the same church, Catholic church where they worship, na they Maada Day. Right now, na inka na at the zoom in so bad they far because I didn't at the other side of the road. I not go able to get clear picture. Now then 3 cam na inside the church. The driver I make 4, but the driver I left is.
So this is what I'm gonna do, guys. Because I'm not gonna play the whole thing, right? Because it's long. Because this guy was waiting. I'm sure some of you guys have seen this video. But this is the evidence we're presenting now to Sheikh Fomba that is going out there. Guys, welcome if you're just joining us. You know that is going out there and saying, "I let them close the church 10 years." It is not a problem. But this was a man with a former president, Kurumadi, in the days of the Ebola. This was a sheikh that was actually going after the former president. When they say for close to church, they say they venture for close to church them. But now it's SLPP. It is his party in power. And this is the problem. And that's why I said, the reason why I'm saying everything I'm saying, guys. Again, let us remember, people like these Sheikh Fombas, these guys command a bulk of the population in that country. These guys, they have thousands of people that listen to them. So let me complete this video. I want you guys to see where this guy, where finally Maada Bio walked out of the church, you know, where it came. But I want Sheikh Fomba to defend the indefensible. How can a president close churches and mosques in his own country, but would go to another man's country and go to church. Why? Because he's cleansing his image. Don't forget, that guy don't pay so much money just for London the image. And that is what is happening. So let me play this video at this point so you guys will see.
And we'll pause this land or land for long when I don't see now the motuka. I just wait for like he come out. When he come out, then good. He depend come out now, they can't go. When I pay attention, when I see him, now in depend that blue suit, that light blue suit. When I look him. When I look him. Now they can't open the much for them for let go. See the guy they can't open the much for her now. Now in that one the Maada Bio. When I watch her, now in the pan the light blue suit, he pan making bomb in the light. Look and they go.
Right there, guys. What is Sheikh Fomba going to say about this? Right? I don't show Sheikh Fomba in video, just in case you've joined us, guys. You'll have an opportunity to go back and watch this live, because I'm just presenting the evidence as it is at this particular point. This man, Sheikh Fomba, goes to the talk, say, I like that tenure. Let people respect what the president say. But when you look across the country, there is no other safety measures being put in place. It is just because, again, these are some of the checks that were during the first month. These were the guys that were actually giving, waba grass, yabas, tamatis, and this and that by the president. So because they have a relationship with the office of the president, it is that complex. That is what, go over these guys. And not only that, because of their party, because these guys are SLPP supporters, he's an SLPP sympathizer, he's a pauper sheikh. And that is the reason. And again, there is nothing wrong with supporting a political party. Everybody has to belong, because that is what democracy is. But how can this man defend? How can this man defend President Bio going to another church? Going to another church. When the people are out there, he close all the mosques and church that are in your country, but he go ahead for go and go be say, he go worship now in church now other country. When the country where they say had more death than Sierra Leone. When you look at it again, I'm going to show you guys certain pictures, because I want you guys to see where I'm going with this. I'm going to show you guys videos of what is actually happening in the capital city. The marketplaces are all crowded. All the people are asking Sheikh Fomba is, allow us to pray on a Friday. But because we are dealing with a dictatorship, we're dealing with an authoritarian government who thinks that they can just make laws without even consulting with parliament. Because this is about the liberties of the people. And I'm going to show Sheikh Fomba shortly the constitution of Sierra Leone, because everything is saying, for a scholar, where he gets all these PhDs, now in land is Sabiri Quran pass a lot of us, for sure. But again, these guys, again, they put themselves in this pedestal where we have to make sure we bring them back down here on earth so they can be with us. And that is why I want to show you guys, and I'm going to teach a little bit of the constitution to Sheikh Fomba so he understands the liberty of the people. But before I do that, let Sheikh Fomba explain to me, how can he explain something like this? When you have the people in that country, perambulating the streets of Freetown, then if not for infection, again, like I say, we have hepatitis C, we have malaria, we have typhoid, we have all of these diseases. I show you just now what's in the prophet, say about the importance of people going to worship. I show you now. Look at that. I show you. Because I want you guys to see this. What would he say? This is what the prophet said. He said, the prophet Muhammad spoke to the value of praying in congregation. People say, not every day we want for go Moscow. But just allow it, let me forget that Friday. Same thing with the Christians then. Go to church. Same thing. But now, like I said, guys, let me show you guys. Let me show you guys exactly what is happening in the country, so that I can see exactly what I'm talking about. And I have to give credit to Mr. Kabia, my brother, because I didn't do this video going around. Now, my brother, Mr. Kabia, do this video. Is this now? I come to this one for lock church. Even in America, where people die past with they open the church, then people they go mosque. People that will use their face mask, protection. What is this sheikh talking about? This is a sheikh that has been driven by partisan goals. That is all it is. This is not about patriotism. This is not about love for his congregation. That's okay, so let's watch this video.
By Fireborn, just retry for look like even at the image, the picture where the president they present it. coronavirus then took over the country, and that then declare partial lockdown, create panic. Right now, as I don't tell you now, this now fireborn by Fobe Road. Tell me back. Look how this place here packed. But then went ahead, closed the mosque church, and say now they make for this coronavirus. All is the effort for making them get money, demonize the country, set the country in a panic mode. That is what we are. Yeah.
Guys, I'm just going to pause for a second. Share the live if you have not shared yet. Make sure you follow the page as well. We need more of this information to go out to more Sierra Leoneans out there. There are tons of Sierra Leoneans. Guys, if you know the amount of vastness and emptiness for a lot of Sierra Leoneans that are not followed up with the politics, because a lot of folks have given up, share the live with them. Share with your friends. Tell them to follow the page so that they can know when I come on live so we can talk about these issues, by the way. Listen to this.
That was what we are. You see, if we not take the country serious, the world not will take them serious. Yeah. The world not going to take them serious. The streets are so dirty. They are so packed with debt. Now there people in the Shidon, they sell. And then you're talking about cleanliness. You say, we want to enter Naya. Now for wash your hand. And then when you look at the streets, the outside people in the Shidon, they sell. It's so dirty. It's unkept. It's not clean. This na Eastern police. This Eastern police. Look the water. Don't marry the entire streets. Look at this na Eastern police. Yeah. Eastern police. This now. Okay. This now long.
Guys, let's forget the cleanliness. Let's forget the dirt and all the filth. But why is Sheikh Fomba? Why Sheikh Fomba thinks it's okay to come out here and make a comment like this? That is the fundamental question I want to ask. And guys, I want you to listen. I want you to understand this. I'm going to play this video one more time for you guys that are just joining me, so you see exactly what I'm talking about. But this is Sheikh Fomba. We say I let Maada Bio close the church for 10 years. Now leader, I will for listen to her, for respect her. And that's what he said. That's what he said. And listen, even the shutdown of this curfew should have been taken to Parliament after 21 days. It was not taken to Parliament. So these guys are flagrantly violating the Constitution and the liberties of the people at every turn. This is not how you protect the people. When to make America and overseas they thrive and Maada Bio come up Salon goes to London for a couple of days, it is because it is simple. Because these societies have been made. Because people have been cultured for understand, say, democracy and free speech and the liberty of the people. All of that combined together is what makes a healthy country. Not to side where person they cannot just they put some laws them over the people like is running a dictatorship. And that is what is happening in Sierra Leone. What we have is a dictatorship at this particular point in time. And people have to be very cautious because then you have people like the Sheikh Fombas. These are the catalysts. These are the disciples of the president going around infecting the minds of their supporters and their people and they congregate them. Because this man is a very big sheikh. And it's very important that you note things like this. Because what this man says is like fire. And people listen to him. People are subservient to people like these. What they say. And guys, listen. I'm doing this because, the average mind, the mind of the average Sierra Leonean and the mind of the average citizen of Africa, they are so gullible and susceptible to anything what anybody said to them. Because not to say that they're false, but it's just because the civic education has been lacking over the years. There is no civic education. And that is why people are having the problems that they have, where pastors and imams can say, because that is a conversation for another day. Tell them anything and it's sacrosanct. Marinos and they broke because of what the pastor tell you. Some of the pastors, then, to be honest, they broke the Marinos because his disciples them. Then they're so subservient to them, they end up for God destroy their own marriages them. It happened. So people like Sheikh Fomba, when they open up their mouth to speak, we have to understand that we have to respect what they say because people listen to them. But again, the same people that this man thinks he's protecting because he's telling them to be, not for good church. I let the president say 10 years. What kind of nonsense is that? How can you say stuff like that? Just because you get a relationship with the president and you participate in the power, so it's okay. When the same thing was applied to the APC government of former President Kuruma, you were totally and tantamountly against that fact to say the president for even think about shutting down, churches and mosques. But why do you think say it's okay now? Because SLPP is in power. Guys, I'm showing you all those videos because I want you to see the guy closed the church and the mosque there, but yet they open up the Rombardem. What kind of society is that? And why would you say something like that? That is very deceitful. As an Islamic scholar, you don't look God inside here, you don't lie para. When the prophet, I don't show now. When the prophet is a safe. The prophet made an error. The importance, all the people of Sierra Leone are asking is, just let us pray on a Friday. That is all they're asking. People can use their face mask, they can go to a mosque. People can use their face mask, they can go to a church. That is what happening in the world. That is what is happening in the world. You know, let me do something for Sheikh Fomba now. Let me just give this
as we take a sobering look at the staggering number of Americans who died from COVID-19 and try to put it in perspective. Deaths on the brink of 500,000. Today's front page of the New York Times showing the toll with each dot representing a death. The number just about equal to the population of the city of Sacramento. And that's where Zareen Shah is this morning. Good morning to you, Zareen.
Good morning, Eva. Nearly 500,000 COVID deaths in America. A comparison, I'm in Sacramento, the capital of the hardest hit state. Population, 500,000. That's equivalent to everyone in this entire city disappearing.
Why am I showing this to Sheikh Fomba? This video, matter of fact, this YouTube post, this was a couple of
Trinidad is not experiencing this heartbreak alone.
This was way back in February. This was February. America's lost thousands of people, but they allow the liberties because why? They respect the constitutional rights of the citizens. And that is why I'm going to take you guys now to the constitution for Sheikh Fomba so that it understands exactly what is at play. I'm going to go first to section 5 of the constitution. Because when you say these things, people have to understand, and people like the Sheikh Fombas who have double PhDs and masters and all this stuff, has to understand that they don't get monopoly over education. They don't get monopoly over common sense. When you're speaking about some of these things, you have to take into consideration the liberties of the people as well. And that is why I want to show Sheikh Fomba now. So you can see exactly what we're talking about. Let me show Sheikh Fomba this. You know, because for a lot of these guys, they think they can just come here and just whip us. You know, like with a whiplash. This is section 5 of the Constitution for Sheikh Fomba now. What does he say? Let's see what it says. The Republic of Sierra Leone shall be a state based on the principle principles of freedom, democracy, and justice. Freedom. It is accordingly declared that sovereignty belongs to the people of Sierra Leone, from whom government, through this constitution, derives all its powers, authority, and legitimacy. And that is why we're saying, Sheikh Fomba, to you, and I want you to get me loud and clear, is that the liberty of the people comes to play here. We don't say everybody go. Muslims pray 5 times a day. We're not saying every Muslim should go to the mosque 5 times every day. No, but that Friday, give it to them. You don't close the mosque. You don't close the mosque, close the churches, but you open up the rombas, you open up the marketplaces. People are roaming the streets of Freetown, helter skelter, no face mask, precautions in place there. Where somebody wear face mask, but no enforcement. If anything, we see all the government officials there, all the pass up and down. Go. People say just allow us to pray on a Friday. Friday, last prayer. You go there, you say if the president shut down. That is the problem I have, because why would you say that 10 years? Why you use that word 10 years? Because let us play the devil's advocate. Yes, you care about your congregants, you care about the people, you don't want any sick, you don't want any die. But why would you say even the president said 10 years? Come on, you're trampling upon the liberties of the people at that particular point. There are other societies across the globe where people have died more than Sierra Leone. We have more pressing issues to worry about, Sheikh Fomba. Look at the constitution right here, man. This is it right here. I can pull you at this part of the constitution and go back to section 6. The motto, look at it right here. The motto of the Republic of Sierra Leone shall be unity, freedom, and justice, right? Accordingly, the state shall provide national integration and unity and discourage discrimination on the grounds of a place of origin, circumstance of birth, sex, religion, status, ethnicity, all of that stuff. We can let that there. We'll take you back to section 15 of the Constitution. We'll talk about the recognition and protection of the fundamental human rights and freedoms of the individual. Sheikh Fomba, you are trampling upon the freedoms of the individual. Yes, government gets a responsibility to protect its citizens. Government has a responsibility to protect its citizens. But when it comes to this COVID, we all know, come on, man, across the globe, we see it. People are allowed to go to church, go to mosque, put your face mask. Now, if anything, you guys are the problem because, like you, Sheikh Fomba, and they preach 1 hour. You know, a mosque, you sermon 1 hour. If only the people can just go few minutes, they pray that Friday. Again, based on the fact that, boy, you don't go open Romba, boy, you open the Romba. Because when they get the Romba there, they make money. But you close the church, you close the mosque, but then the president will say, "I go to London, you go to church." Hey, boy, come on, man. What you want to take the people of Sierra Leone for? And that is why you have people like us coming here and showing you guys these things. Because you're trampling upon the constitutional rights of the people. The Constitution makes it clear, section 15, the recognition and protection of fundamental human rights and the freedoms of the individual. Whereas every person in Sierra Leone is entitled to the fundamental human rights and freedoms of the individual. That is to say, has the right, whatever his race, tribe, place of origin, political opinion, color, creed, or sex, but subject to respect for the rights and freedoms of others and for the public interest to each and all of the following. Life, liberty, security of person, the enjoyment of property, and the protection of law. I can left section 15 back. Now go down to section 24. You know, because when these guys talk, you guys have to understand that everything has to be done within the confines of the Constitution. Section 24. Come on, man. All right. Protection of freedom of conscience. Look at it right here. Except with his own consent, no person shall be hindered in the enjoyment of his freedom of conscience. And for the purpose of this section, the said freedom includes freedom of thought and of religion. Freedom of change is religion. Freedom to change is religion or belief. And freedom either alone or in community with others and both in public and in private to manifest and propagate his religion or belief in worship, teaching, practice, and observance. You know, so guys, I just wanted to share this with this man. Again, why would President Bio go to church if he really believed that it was okay for him to close down the churches? How much person die of coronavirus in Sierra Leone? Are you telling me because Sierra Leone took precaution? No! Look at the people out in the marketplaces. I've shown you guys the video. Look at the people up in the marketplaces. Look at the clustering of these people. I can show you guys again. I can show you guys these videos again. So you can see what I'm talking about. Let me share a video with you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. The clustering of people.
Focus back. You don't go close mosques. You don't close church. You say na the problem. But look how people in there. What social distance where they are? So, you know, the thing is so disheartening for see, you know, the backwardness within this country every day. We put we country bad now. They don't suspend Sierra Leone and other countries then for going to Dubai.
When you give Islamic question among people there, the one who get masters, you get PhD, don't they talk about. The one way now we borrow, now they push, now they answer the Islamic questions. Everybody regard themselves as scholar in Islam. This is not the country they know. So no mind the social media.